All right, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a bit of a, yeah, I guess, not a call to arms or a, I don't know, like a gripe video, but we're gonna talk about how to beat recoup decks today, right? Like, that was a huge part of my Worlds deck. I played Ymir, which is funny because I forgot to like show the deck off that I played at Worlds. It was a recuperation time life build. It's not actually just Ymir specific, but like is it Recovery Girl Plater, Hanji 2 can play it really, really well. Um, it's just a deck that just wants to just grind you out over a long period of time by gaining health, reducing your damage, and like yeah, it's just kind of like we've hit this mass life gain period in the game with AOT 1 and 2. So let's go over a couple of the cards in the Recuperation Time package. Well, first we got Recuperation Time. Obviously, it's after you gain a health, attack gets +1, -1 damage. But what really sets it apart are these three cards: Best Buddies, Immortal Shapeshifter, and Brief Respite. They all gain a health in a different way. Best Buddies is they all sacrifice a foundation on their main abilities, but Best Buddies, Brief Respite both gain you one in different forms. This is on a response speed. This is on an enhanced speed. So you can respond, Best Buddies, gain one, respond before you gain one. After you gain one, do this. But if you have Immortal Shapeshifter, which is check a 5, gain a health after any foundations are destroyed. So you Best Buddies, respond Immortal, check a 5. If you gain one, minus a damage, and then Best Buddies Best Buddies triggers, so you gain another -1. It also works for gaining health, like a Ymir or yeah, Ymir's the big one on character. I believe Pike also gains health on face, so she could also activate Recuperation Time for free damage and then give +2 speed, which is kind of neat. But also, like, this is like the main 4 cards in the deck. It does take up a big chunk of the deck. So you're probably playing 4x Recuperation, 4x Buddies, at least 3 Immortals, and 4 of that. So that's like a third of your, or almost like half, it's not really half, but probably a third of your foundations. Kind of relegated to this life gain strategy and this DR strategy, right? Like I had a game against Tamara Cardwell at Worlds where I had Recuperation Time and Best Buddies and a Immortal. I was giving all of his attacks like -3 damage, being able to gain health, lower his damage, but then next attack would gain health, lower his damage, so it was kind of evening out over the turn. The only issue is sometimes you get into you get into trouble that you can't backswing them after, because they feel free to just keep slinging attacks because you're debuilding yourself, so they feel free to just keep going because there's no way you're really going to punish them for going in so hard. Also, some other cards that actually can be laid into the Recuperation Time build is Summon Home. If you've gained health, you get 1/1. Otherwise, you just flip gain a health for it, which is kind of forgotten about. It's just a flip gain a health, and you could sack it for these other abilities to gain more health and more damage. Moment of Peace is flip a foundation, you get a speed, and if it deals damage, minus speed, then you gain 1. Soup, commit, gain a health, very simple. So it's really, it could be it's X +1, X equals the Recuperation Time amount. And then Potato, you gain a health, build the asset. This is probably not really played. Uplifting Bond could be played because it's on response, gain health, Recuperation Time, and then Best Buddies Recuperation Time. So you see like the it's like a really cool interactable mini game where you can lower your, gain health, lower health, all that fun stuff. Also, we got 2 cards that sit in your card pool that gain health. They basically do the same thing. And then we have Blood Transfer from Toga 2 support. It's flip gain a health in your momentum. So you could gain a health, burn your rival, gain damage. So how do we beat this package is the purpose of the deck today. So really, there's a few different ways, right? We could seal it, like with a character with forward after an attack deals damage. We can flip it with like Keyleth or a Byakuo. We could also seal it again, flip it. There's a lot. Oh, we could also like Paul Phoenix stun it or Toga stun it. Like it's not a permanent answer. It's an answer for that turn. Or we could destroy it. We can make sure because since we have to have like a specific amount of foundations in our stage, a character like Karasu kind of shines because you can make them only have 6. Like any player with 6 or more has to debuild down. So obviously they're probably not trying to block everything, and so Karasu can put a bunch of damage on things as they're destroying, because it kind of plays into him is enhanced, right? Or we could like Godzilla it, we can nuke the entire board where they don't have a stage anymore, so you have to rebuild all these cards. Or we could point and click, like with the Marco bot. Granted, like I don't know if anybody's playing this character, but it is a point and click option, right? So with the attacks, you could stun. Um, these top three are just some examples of stun attacks, like Earthbreaker stun 2. If this after attack deals damage, you get to destroy one rival foundation committed during this. I doubt they will commit the recoup time, but if they do, you get to nuke it. Also, like with a character like Paul, you could put stun 2, so it's stun 4. So really what you want to do is you want to try to overwhelm their board and commit them out. And that's how like I lost a fair amount of games, is that I wasn't able to keep my foundations up. Audio Reverberation is just an example of debuilding your rival. If this attack deals damage, your rival adds 1 committed foundation, so they have to have it committed. But if your rival has 8 or more foundations, so it's that debuild strat, kind of like the Godzilla, like Karasu, so because they have to keep a certain amount of foundations out, and a combo of foundations to actually make it worthwhile. Titanstone Knuckles can randomly have to flip it. So say they flip a bunch of other things and they're leaving these up. Eventually they'll have to flip them. Potato cancels a damage redux on a non-character ability. Granted, it's only for like -1, but still, it's an example. Star Razor, you just point and click. You point and seal. Probably one of the more often one of the health gain pieces, like Brief Respite or Best Buddies. Immortal's a little different because they have to make checks, and so it's also giving your attack damage, so you don't really mind, because it's kind of, unless they have more recoups than they do triggers, yeah, you should be fine. In the action slot, infiltrating Zorhas, you get to pick. You just get to pick and clear it. You know, you pick and point and click. Boom, boom, boom. We'll seal a card. Code White. No one's playing this card. I wish it was a 2/6, because then it would actually see play. Each rival flips 3 foundations. So you make them flip 3 cards on this one. All Out Battle. It's actually kind of a forgotten card. Looking for cards for this, I actually forgot how kind of cool this card is. The discard momentum for speed doesn't really matter that much, but the flip 1 foundation response, after you block with this card, your rival you flip 1 rival, so you target flip, draw a card, and clear it. This card's pretty cool on defense. It is a nice low block. Not sure how much that discard spend a momentum, your attack gets 1 speed for each attack in both players' card pools is going to matter, but that, on block flip draw, pretty cool. Chomp, you can't destroy the 3 diff, but you could destroy the Best Buddies, the Brief Respite, or the Immortal. To take care of part of the combo, so they have to find it. And also, it's not too bad, because it's just destroy a rival foundation of 2 or less, so if they have other problem pieces, you can take care of it too. Decay Awaken's just a board nuke. You just destroy them all. Into the foundations, we do have a fair amount of foundations that seal, like Tranquility of Death, Fade to Black. We can also see Unforeseen Development. We just commit, click. Doing what must be done is for the Immortal Shapeshifter. Loss of Consciousness is for the Bing Bong decks. Lethality, this card's not very good, but once per turn, if your unblock attack deals damage, more often than not, a recoup deck isn't going to block. They're just going to try to damage redux down to 1 or less, and then if you deal 1, you just point and click, right? I think that's the big thing is, Tim Keefe somewhere, Satona says, like, someone's saying point and click cards. I love point and click cards. Like Seeking Entry, Arrogant Fighter on Destroy, so if you're also playing the Recuperation Time Best Buddies thing, you can seal their stuff on response speed. A bunch of seals, not a lot of flips really. We have the Deadlock Enhance, flip destroy 1 rival on Risky Gamble. Tokar's Dominance is pretty cool. It also hits assets, so it's also a multi-purpose tool. It's not that bad to like main 1, side 1. If they end up having to commit any of those copies, you could play Taking the Gloves Off to flip 1. Also, the huge one that really hits it is the Coronation of Historia Rice. Response, commit flip. After your rival plays an ability on a foundation, commit all copies of that foundation in play. So the minute they trigger the first recoup time, you commit flip and you commit all their abilities. And then if you're like on a, if you're an order attuned character playing or and have an earth life or evil character, yeah, you could just start flipping them because flipping is more permanent. Flipping or destroying is more permanent than just committing or sealing, unless you have repeatable seal, kind of like a Shoto Todoroki 4, who can on basically every attack he plays, he gets to just seal things in his Sam also can end the enhanced step. So the only way they can do it is by using best buddies, which is kind of neat. Beckett flips stuff, so you can. It's another permanent item. Like flipping and destroying is way more permanent. And so the last thing I wanted to touch on was Jaw Titan attacks. Um, this will cancel and stop them from gaining any health for the turn. So this is probably your best weapon outside of being able to permanently flip them. I know a lot of characters can't. This is also an infinity attack, so you're able to slot this into any deck, any sideboard. It should be in almost every sideboard possible because the recoup, for one, Ymir is one of the top decks in the format, and this should just be in there. So, so that's what's going to be this video on how to defeat those pesky recuperation time decks. Let me know in the comments below what you think, what your best strategy is. Is it flipping? Is it destroying? Is it committing? There's many ways to beat this. It's not unbeatable. It's just very, very annoying. So, again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit those bells for notifications so you don't miss a video. And until the next video, take care.